tell y'all? You tuning into the best morning show on the globe. It's Bradham and Emery in the morning, y'all. LeBron and Jordan, either one when I'm performing. Crossover, buzzer beater and I'm scoring. Bradham and Emery in the morning. Every play they on it. Every day I'm balling. Who's the coach? Who's the GOAT? Like Brady and Belichick, best show on the globe. And they embellish it. Y'all paying Zippy, I'm Ken Griffey or maybe Mahomes. I stay in the zone, whether man to man or play in the zone. They can't stop me. Mayweather boxing, Curry with the shot, man. We just the best to be. Can we have our SB, please? This was meant to be. Every morning with Bradham and Emery.
Yes, sir. You know the vibes. Bradham in the morning. Marques and Justin Emery.
Yep.
I'll read a tweet right now from Glenn Macnow. I'd rather fall down a razor blade staircase into a pool of rubbing alcohol than watch Familia pitch one more game for the Phillies.
This is facts. This is facts. Yo, Glenn Macnow's got the good tweets.
He does.
You see how him and Slay got into it back during the season?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
He said Darius Slay. This is before Slay went on his like wild rampage to make him into a Pro Bowl. This was the beginning of the year. He goes, man, Slay is the Nnamdi Asomugha of Byron Maxwell's. And Slay was just like, what's this supposed to mean?
Yeah, what does this mean? This doesn't sound good.
Yeah.
Damn Marlins. Oh man.
Did you know I attempted to watch that game last night? I did. I attempted to. I turned it on.
Yeah.
It was 4-0 in the second inning.
Yeah, had a very, very rough first inning.
And then, I saw Eflin come out, and I go, so let me get this straight. Eflin gave up. The game's been going on for an hour.
Yeah.
Right? Game's been going on for an hour, and Eflin is coming back out at the top of the second, down 4-0.
Yeah, I mean,
you already managing.
And to his credit, didn't give up a run after that. Pitched very well, kept the team around. There was controversy about him being taken out in the sixth because he only threw 80 pitches. However, found out, reported from Jim Salisbury that he is suffering from knee soreness.
Yeah, his slider looked good yesterday.
Mm-hmm. He definitely figured it out. He got his stuff going, and man, it's just I am so tired of talking about the ineptitude of this bullpen.
Years.
Like we're talking years of ineptitude of this bullpen. And I said, I don't know if you guys remember, but I told you guys they're going to miss Hector Neris. I would not have let him go. I don't think that was the move. If you're going to strengthen your bullpen, you strengthen it by keeping people that actually were effective in your bullpen. Hector Neris got a bad reputation, blew some saves, obviously. I don't think closer was his natural spot, but I think Hector Neris was a valuable piece in the bullpen. He was always ready to pitch. And he had way more good outings than he did bad outings. And, he was a guy that was not afraid to challenge hitters, which, I just go right to the ninth inning because Corey Knebel is quickly becoming a hate the face. That's Anthony Gunnar will put it.
Oh, easily.
Quickly becoming a hate the face because he is exactly what I don't want in a closer. I can't stand closers. We talked about this a lot last week. I can't stand nibbling closers. I don't like to nibble. I want you to go after guys. Now, listen, the Alec Bohm play. Bohm, first of all, great effort. Short hops Reese. What's got a little bit more on that to make that play. Makes a great play on the line. And then the inning starts off with guy on first base. But, bro, you're the closer, man. You are the closer. Throw strikes.
I just looked up Hector Neris.
You won 2 in a row?
I just looked up Neris' stats. He leads the American League in appearances.
Yeah. He's always ready to go. Hector's always ready to pitch.
He's currently suspended, though.
Not right now. He can't pitch.
No. Apparently he
but he's always ready to pitch.
Apparently he had a plunk fest against the Mariners and got suspended 3 games for it.
Hector don't play no games, bro.
No.
But yeah, that's good for my point. He's always ready to go. But yeah, with Knebel, bro, throw a strike. Just you throw 97 miles an hour. Put it on the black somewhere. Walking two guys in a row is unexcusable. And listen, I'm not gonna kill. JT's obviously we know got to make that play. You got to make that play behind the plate. However, I'm not going to kill him for that, for the fact that that's like a once in a lifetime thing. JT not catching the ball behind home plate. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Like, that's not going to happen. I'm not going to kill him for that. I'm going to kill the closer for not throwing strikes.
Mhm.
That's what I'm upset about, because at that point, Knable's not even in the game, and you already have the bases full of people. So that's that would have been nice. And listen, he makes that play. It changes the complexion of the inning.
Well, you have to designate him for assignment, right?
Say again.
Well, you have to designate him for assignment.
Knable?
Yeah.
No, he's not there yet. I don't think he should be a closer, but we're not designating for assignment. Listen, he's 11 for 15. ERA in the mid threes. He's not like, he hasn't been that bad, but I don't think I want him as my closer. Now, it's hard to politic for Sir Anthony after he gives up he gave his first home run yesterday. But I still think overall I like his stuff and his approach. More importantly, because Knable has good stuff. He's been effective before. It's just his approach this year. I don't like it a little bit. And Sir Anthony has more of the approach that I want in a closer. And, I just don't you have Rhys Hoskins right now is in one of those Rhys Hoskins lights out, ridiculous, I'm hitting everything. It was actually funny. I think it was
2 to 3 times a year.
They caught at the end of they caught after he hit the home run, the go-ahead home run. JT goes up to him, and you see him mouth like, "Hey, what did you throw there?" What he does a spin radius like a slider, and Reese literally goes, "I don't know." Like, he's hitting the ball that well, where like it doesn't even matter what you throw up there, he's gonna smash it and put it in the right field. Left field. Sorry. So you waste that. He goes 4 for 5 last night, 2 home runs, go ahead home run. You got to win that game. You got to win that game. And I hate to be negative, but like, this is what happens when you get off to such a bad start the way they did, is that it makes all of these things really matter. If there's 7-8 games over 500, I'm like, all right, it was a bad night or whatever, move on. But they're not. They're back to 500 again. Marlins are in the day at 1, and I just don't want them to go backwards. I want them to keep this momentum. And last night was one of those games that was like, yeah, you know what? Yes, we're still here. They fought back. They were down 4-0. They double the lead. They give the bullpen an 8-4 lead. You can't hold an 8-4 lead? I'm going to ask you this, because John Kruk had an interesting point on the postgame show. And, this goes against everything that I believe when it comes to baseball. I always talk about how you have to have roles and how it's important to know when you're going in, where you're batting the lineup. Krug's like, listen, the way this bullpen is constructed, you got to just rip it up with the roles and just go by feel. You just got to be out there. You just got to say, listen, I have a feeling you're going to be able to get guys out tonight. You're out there. And just eliminate the roles completely. What do you think about that statement?
I like it, except for the closer. You need a closer. Closer's a closer. You need a closer.
Yeah.
Besides that, I like it. But I wanna pose something to you that I'm not sure if you caught it on the telecast yesterday, because I didn't hear people talking about it anywhere near as much as they should. When Familia came in, did you notice he wasn't the only one out there warming up?
Was that when they got Brogdon up?
Yeah.
And they sat him back down?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So they were both warming up, which means that bringing in Familia obviously was a managerial decision.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to put some blame on Topper for this.
Yeah.
Because Brogdon, obviously hindsight's 2020, but Brogdon is clearly the right answer of what you should have done there.
Yeah.
So, we don't have all the answers, but why was Brogdon warming up, and Familia came in?
Right. And Brogdon, we talked about this on Monday. Brogdon's a guy that I want to give opportunities to be good. I think he can be really good and really valuable. I think he's green in a lot of areas right now. He needs the experience. And I like his stuff. I think he has really good stuff, and he has stuff worth investing in. So I want to see him pitch as much as possible. He only threw Monday. He only threw, I think, 8 to 10 pitches. He should be able to go on Tuesday. Like, no questions asked. He should be in there on Tuesday.
Not if it was the other manager.
Familia's been a disaster, like an absolute disaster. It's been awful. And then, the Alvarado thing.
So you're not ready to designate Knebel yet.
No.
Can we designate Familia?
Yes. Familia needs to be designated for assignment.
Okay.
I'm with Glimac now on this. I never want to see it.
On June 15th, I have successfully got Marcus to agree to designate a pitcher.
Yeah, he's out. I don't need any more Familia.
Yes.
I mean Familia. I'm good. I'm all the way good on him. He's got to go. So
what's his first name?
Say again?
I don't even know. What's his first name?
It's very hard to pronounce.
Okay.
I know his first name, but I stay away from saying it. I still struggle sometimes in pronouncing it.
Oh, yeah, it is not an easy one to pronounce, is it? Okay. I was trying to look up his contract. That's why I wanted to know what his name was.
Yeah, I'm staying away from that.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
It's like the first couple years of Antetokounmpo. I stayed away from that it was Giannis for the first 5 years.
See, what it is there's too many vowels in a row.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot to unpack.
And when there's that many vowels in a row, it makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's a great way of putting it. I'm very uncomfortable trying to say that name. Because it's one of those things that even if you're going to get it right once or twice, but it'll be 7 times you butcher it. So Familia.
Well, the thing is that I never want to be someone that mispronounces someone's name. Like, I never want to be that person. So I will just err in the side of not saying your name instead of butchering it, because I just don't want to be the guy that butchers someone's name.
Facts.
This is coming from the person who gave an entire presentation junior year of high school calling it Yosemite, not Yosemite, because I didn't know. Okay, so I do not want to be the one mispronouncing names.
Yosemite sounds like the cousin of Vegemite.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, and Yosemite and blah blah blah, whatever the national, and like the whole class is just laughing, and I'm like, why is everybody laughing?
Yosemite.
And then afterwards, the guy was like, yo, it's Yosemite. I was like, oh, whatever.
My bad.
I still pass. I don't care.
Yeah. Hey.
But yeah, I want to pull up his contract real quick because. Oh, thank you. It's only a 1-year deal.
Yeah.
Yes, we can designate him.
Get out.
1 year, $6 million. That's nothing.
Today if it was up to me. But so I mean, listen. Now you put yourself in a position that we want to get this one today. And listen, I think it was John Kruk. John Kruk always with the vibes.
Yeah.
So as the broadcast is ending, we're gonna find out a lot about who this team is today, because this was a tough loss. Like you fight back, you go up by 4, then they come back and tie it. You take the lead again, you blow the lead again, and lose 11-9. And like as much as the walk off is fun, you can't be doing that every night. Like
they successfully blew the same game twice.
Right. You can't be doing that. We can't be relying on guys to walk it off every night. Sometimes things got to be comfortable. And a 1-run lead with a closer on the mound against the Marlins should be comfortable, and it wasn't. I was scared as soon as he came on the mound. I was scared.
Speaking of the Phillies, we should address their biggest, most popular fan right now. How about Chad Johnson?
What is going on with him? I'm confused.
I was hoping that maybe I missed something and you would be able to inform me.
I have no idea. He just did he just decide to move to Philly?
I mean, I can't imagine.
Place on the map.
I mean, listen, he lived in Miami. Why would you move to Philly from Miami? But
I mean, it's a great question. I don't know. I'm just confused by what is why is he here? And he's been everywhere.
Everywhere.
He wanted to taste cheesesteaks. He wants to become friends with. That's the thing about being a celebrity and being rich. You just can decide that, you know what? I think I want to be friends with Bryce Harper.
Yeah, he shows up to practice. They gave him a ticket to the game.
Yeah, he's and Bryce is just smiling with him. I can never be you know what? Let me see what Shaq's doing today. Never met him before. Let me see what he's doing. See if he got some time for me.
So if you could just pick up your phone right now and call one celebrity, any celebrity, would it be Shaq for you?
No.
So you can pick up your phone, call one athlete, celebrity, any one person who could be your friend.
Athlete, celebrity.
Athlete, celebrity. Just one.
I think who I have the most fun with. Probably Chuck. Retired Chuck. Active Joe Shiesty. Because Joe Shiesty knows how to party.
Okay. I'm not going athlete. I'm going celebrity.
Well, you said athlete.
Well, no, athlete or celebrity.
Oh,
No.
this opens up the box to a different. Those things are different then.
Well, that's why I said athlete or celebrity.
Okay, go ahead.
Seth Rogen.
That'd be fun.
That would be.
Taking.
I feel like that would be hilarious.
Yeah, maybe Pineapple Express, the sequel.
I know. I just watched it yesterday twice.
It's a great movie.
Oh, I mean, listen.
Great laughs in that movie. Great party belly laughs in that movie.
Like you could put that, Hangover, Super Bad, put all of those on repeat, and you're gonna get laughs every time.
Yeah, absolutely. That is facts. Absolutely.
So, but if I'm going athlete, oh man, J.R. Smith.
That's reckless. You're just trying to partake. This is all it's about for you. I'm going right now on the top of my head. I'm going Rose. I want to be on the farm. I want to be on the farm. Ranger Rick. I'm going to hang out with Ranger Rick. Because Rick Ross is the type of dude that talks about like how he made a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and it's interesting. Like
I want to do a podcast episode with Fat Joe where he's breaking something down.
I'm in for that. Yeah, I would love.
You know what I need? I need Fat Joe to give a synopsis on what he thinks about Rick Ross and his farm.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what we need.
I want Rick Ross to bring Fat Joe to the farm
and do a live show.
Do a live stream from the farm. Like Rick Ross made cutting down a tree interesting.
He's like, they charged me $10,000. You don't charge $10,000 to a boss,
right?
Chuck's a good one though. I'll give you that. Chuck is
because Chuck is fun. Like now, like Chuck is still fun.
Or run through Vegas with Mayweather.
That'd be interesting.
Running through Vegas with Mayweather. Maybe L.A. with Shaq. That would be fun.
Yeah.
Miami with Dwayne Wade.
Yeah. The mayors of the cities.
Yes. Or if you really want to be reckless, we'll go to early 2000s and we'll run around Philly with Iverson.
Yeah, say some Monopoly in the back of TGI Fridays.
That is
with all the fried foods.
That is one of my favorite stories.
Part of that story, like he just wanted to play Monopoly with his friends. That's all he wanted to do. He wanted to have some mozzarella sticks, some chicken fingers, and just play some Monopoly.
I remember they asked him one time about the strippers in TGI Fridays, and he's like, "Listen, there's no strippers in TGI Fridays unless they're coming with me."
Imagine he used to be like good friends with like Mace back then. Imagine seeing him and Mace and all the Fridays Monopoly, like arguing over who's going to be the top hat.
No, I bought St. Charles Place.
Yeah.
Yo, I'll trade. He's like, yo, I'll trade your boardwalk for Illinois Avenue.
Just the conversations. Monopoly is my game, though. Love me some Monopoly.
Oh, we've talked about this before. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Monopoly. Fan of Monopoly.
Yeah, dude, I don't know. How did we get here? Oh, Chad Johnson.
Chad Johnson.
I don't know what's going on with him. Like, is he living here now? Like, I'm confused. Like, what all of a sudden made him wake up? But I guess it's Chad Johnson. So I guess we shouldn't be too confused. But he woke up one day and was like, you know what?
I'm moving to Philly.
See what Bryce is doing today.
Yeah. He needs to get back on the I Am Athlete, though.
Yeah, what's going on? I haven't seen. He's been on there in forever.
He has been on there in a while.
Is he still part of the show?
He's still listed as one of the executive producers. He just hasn't.
So he's not on our talent anymore then.
I guess because the three guys that started it were Channing Crowder, Brandon Marshall, and Ocho Cinco. So the three of them are the ones that put the money up for it.
Right.
Because I heard Channing Crowder doing an interview the other day, and he was talking about it. He's like, all three of us are still involved.
Gotcha.
But I'm not sure what the reasoning is as to why he's not on personally physically on air, but he needs to get back because I enjoy him.
Yeah, he's good. He's good on that. I think the last thing I saw him on with there was the one with Wayne.
Remember him and DK Metcalf going back and forth?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Actually, something I gotta watch after the show. Brandon Marshall going at it with somebody. But he goes out with everybody on that show.
Yeah. Yo, did you see JJ Redick and Stephen A?
Which time?
Yesterday about Anthony Davis.
I actually was watching.
Or was it Monday? That might have been Monday, actually.
As we were coming on the air.
That may have been actually Monday.
Well, what I love about JJ Redick is like JJ Redick has opened up where like you can call Stephen A on his BS.
Well, another thing is that he's used to
Davis over Luka Doncic.
Well, he's used to athletes coming up there, and they're not going to be able to, go toe to toe with him. JJ Redick has been doing a podcast for the better part of a decade almost.
Right. And also, like, he's used to, I'll put this in general with people. He's used to guys coming up there and kind of kissing the ring.
Yeah.
And, like, not really going after him. Like, bro, when CJ McCollum and JJ put him in the blender a week ago over the Westbrook conference thing, which was awesome to see. But, hey, on the line right now, for the first time, it feels like in 3 years, we have our old friend, new friend, our friend. Devan
Hey!
With video.
With video. I thought I understood the assignment. I thought I was supposed to do video.
Yeah.
And it's my first time returning in what does really feel like 3 years. So video felt necessary.
So
3 years, 3 months. Same thing.
Yeah, right. First of all, fire hoodie.
Thank you. I know. I honestly didn't intend to join like decked out in different Philadelphia sports swag, but I guess this is like 90% of my wardrobe. So
I appreciate it.
Just happens.
We should add your list of jobs, football person at the media football game. Saw you running around.
Yes. Yeah. I crushed it. Not a big deal. Available to play if the Eagles need me.
We may. So I'm going to start with a question Justin has had that I thought was pretty interesting. So Chad Johnson, I'm sure you've seen how he's invaded the city and just decided that I'm going to be friends with Bryce Harper and hang out in Philadelphia for just no reason at all, which is interesting. It's cool being a celebrity because you can decide, like, wake up one day and be like, you know what? Let me see what Bryce is doing today. Like, I thought that was very interesting. So if you could pick a celebrity or an athlete to call to hang out with, who are you picking?
Just like hang out for a day in Philly?
Yeah.
So first of all, it's funny because I had seen like things here and there on Twitter, mainly from Ocho Cinco and like I saw that he was in like Phillies gear, and I was at the Phillies game on Monday night and I saw that he posted that he was here in like the outfit he was wearing. I'm like, it looks like he's kind of close to me. Like, I wonder where. And like, we look down and he's literally sitting like right below us, just chilling completely alone. Like, I don't know. I think baseball of all sports, to just be able to sit at a game, like the entire game by yourself, just like hanging out and vibing is a different level of fandom. I don't know if I could do that, but I respected it. He also must have been super hot because he's wearing sweatpants and it was like 95 degrees. But who would I like? You said athlete, right? Not celebrity.
Athlete or celebrity? Justin tricked me with this one too. It's a trick question.
No, it wasn't a trick question. I don't think you were paying attention when I explained it.
Yeah, you're right. We'll go with that one.
It's a hard.
So I'll give you some things. I said Charles Barkley retired. Charles Barkley. Active, Joe Shiesty. I'm hanging out with Joe Burrow. Active.
Okay.
And then for celebrity, like as a celebrity, I'm going to the farm with Rick Ross. I want to hang out with Ranger Rick for a day because like he could take making a peanut butter jelly sandwich and tell me that story and it'd be exciting. Like anything he says is like the most amazing, inspirational thing in the world.
This is definitely going to be one of those questions that I'm going to think about all day, and I'm going to think of a million different better answers than what I'm going to give on the fly.
Yeah.
On the fly, I feel like I would want to like hang out with Will Smith, but walk around Philly, like in Philadelphia, because he's like the king of Philly. I just want to see, even post slap.
It's a bold choice after post Oscars, but all right.
But you know that in Philly, even post slap, that man would walk around and be like revered. Same with like Bradley Cooper. I'd love to watch an Eagles game with Bradley Cooper.
Yeah. Okay.
These are way better answers than the ones we gave. I gave Seth Rogen, so.
Oh, interesting. No, he'd be fun. He seems cool.
Part of it is that I just watched Pineapple Express yesterday.
So it's like fresh. Yeah. Yeah, I just watched Hustle last night. So I think, and Will Smith is in that, which I didn't realize.
Yes.
So maybe that's why he was top of mind. Yeah. He's like the Sixers coach. I think he's in like 2 scenes.
Wow, that's crazy.
I think he's supposed to be like a knockoff Doc Rivers.
Really? I missed that. Well, we gotta talk about that because I watched it also.
Or wait, I'm pretty sure he's someone in the Sixers organization. He's sitting at a meeting.
They have all of those cameos at the end. I was like, I didn't see that person. I didn't. And then the second time I saw Pat Croce, the first time I watched it once by myself, my wife the second time, and like I missed Pat Croce the first time. Now I saw him at the funeral. He was there.
Okay, well I haven't finished it, so.
Okay. Spoiler alert. Funeral. Well, that's like the beginning though, right?
Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm like, wait, who else died?
Yeah, we owner dies. No, there's no.
Okay. I keep getting distracted. Anyways, I know I'm gonna think of better answers. Like celebrity wise, I do feel, you know what? Any woman from the U.S. women's national team, the one that won in France, like they all seem like a really good time. But mainly like Megan Rapinoe. Like I'd love to go out drinking with them. And then like actor wise, singer. I've always wanted to meet Taylor Swift because she's a fellow tall woman. We're both giants. I wouldn't have to bend over like trying to talk to her like I normally do with girlfriends where like I'm at a crowded bar and I can't hear. So
all right.
Yeah, Taylor Swift.
Yeah, okay. All right. Very, very, very good answers. So we need to get some pressing issues around the Philadelphia sports team. Number one, what are we gonna do with this bullpen? Let's start there because I feel like a lot of conversations we have around Philadelphia sports can be extremely redundant. And this is like this has been an ongoing issue now for 3 years. And I feel like every year we feel like we solved it, but we didn't. Like Corey Knebel was supposed to be an answer to a problem we had. He's a problem himself. Me personally, when it comes to closers, I like my closers to be aggressive in the zone. And it is a requirement that you throw strikes. I don't feel like I'm asking too much. But like you have those nibbling closers, the guys that try to get people out of the strike zone. I don't like that for a closer. I like you to be 98 on the black. Let's go home. And I don't know. And Knebel has that type of stuff, but he just seems like a guy that just can't ever seem to hit his spots. And that's where he gets himself in trouble, like last night, where he walks 2 guys in a row, which is absolutely unacceptable for a closer. So John Kruk brought up a point on the postgame show saying when it comes to this bullpen, you are now at the point now where no one can have roles. You need to point to a guy and say, okay, you go in at this spot. How do you feel about that with no roles with your bullpen? Because I personally hate it, but I do understand where he's coming from.
I think, the Phillies definitely need to. I saw a tweet saying that they need to invest in a bullpen, and like I guess I do agree to that to an extent, but I think they just need to manage it better. And I know Girardi obviously got a lot of the heat for when they were sliding there, to say the least, for quite a bit. Right. But like I said, I was at the game on Monday, and it's kind of crazy how it can change so much from Monday, which is almost an opposite game where really low scoring. It was tied 1-1, 2-2 the entire time. And then 9th inning, they got it done. And Hoskins hit that walk-off and the Phillies won. And then last night you have the opposite where we're doing really well. And then the bullpen can't finish it off. Right. So to me, that's like mismanagement more so than a lack of talent, because who closed? I think Monday it was Brogdon and Sir Anthony, who I love saying his name because you have to say it, Sir Anthony. So what exactly the issue is, it's hard to pinpoint because you have games like that in a span of 24 hours where it's like 2 totally different bullpens. Yeah. So what the clear solution is, I don't know. Honestly, I'm at a loss.
So if you said you want to invest in the bullpen, how would you invest in it? Because you're
Well,
not really
right,
gonna-
and
you're not
that's
really
what
gonna go
confused me about that.
like, you're not really going to draft bullpen
Mhm.
players. Like, you don't really. If you're going to draft pitchers, you draft them to be starters. So do you just throw money at the problem? They've done that before, but that hasn't worked. Do you trade for those guys? They've done that before, and that doesn't work. So it just seems that no matter what they do, they just keep screwing it up.
Because Knebel was a good investment. That wasn't a bad idea bringing him in. It's just you put on a Phillies uniform and all of a sudden you can't do anything post 7th inning on the bullpen. So, and then who was the guy they brought in? I can't think of his name now. Last year he got hurt. Oh, it's gonna drive me crazy now. I wish we had a research department.
I mean, what do you mean?
Last year, was he from the Yankees? Oh, it's gonna drive me crazy. Oh man.
Was he a bullpen pitcher last year?
Say it again.
I said, what did he pitch last year for the bullpen?
Yeah, I believe it was last year or the year before, but I'm pretty sure it was last year. Alvarado is a guy that has amazing stuff. He can't seem to figure out. He can't get it over the plate. Coonrod's hurt right now, but he's another guy that has great stuff. I'm still very much invested in Connor Brogdon because I think Connor Brogdon.
He did well on Monday when he went in.
Right. He reminds me a lot of Ryan Madsen. Like, I remember when Madsen first came up, like, he was hated because he's trying to figure out everything. And then we put it all together. He was one of the most valuable pieces out of the pen. So he kind of reminds me of him a little bit. So, like, I like him. And obviously Sir Anthony. I think Justin turned me around to this, that Sir Anthony should be the closer, which, I'm totally on board with now. I just don't know. It just seems like they just can't consistently figure it out. If you're going to be a playoff team, this is a very important piece of a playoff team.
Okay, can I run something by you guys? I don't even know if I want to call it a theory, but I realized it during the whole Girardi, should he be fired, should he not be fired? And I think more so than Doc Rivers, Girardi was a unanimous, like, yes, he should absolutely be fired by the city of Philadelphia and fans.
Right.
I see so many parallels from the Phillies and Sixers team where, like, even with this bullpen issues, is it not almost a very similar situation to what's troubling the Sixers, where it's their bench, where they lose these games that they should win because they don't have, it's not necessarily the star power, like investing in star players, bullpen, whatever, but it's more so the guys who have to come in at the end of the game and get it done aren't getting it done.
Right.
And that's the issue. Like, I don't know. I'm seeing more and more parallels between these two
teams,
and I don't like it.
That's 1,000% accurate. And you're also talking again about problems that's been problems for years now. Like,
yes, consistent problems with both teams.
Right. Now, you bring up the Sixers, and I don't think we've talked since they got eliminated. I look at them as a team right now that just has way too many nice guys. Like, you got a bunch of guys that, like, I got a sister. Come meet my boy Matisse. Come hang out. Like,
yeah.
You watch the playoffs. There are a bunch of really not nice people winning basketball games because they will do anything to win the basketball games. Like the PJ Tucker, Bobby Portis, guys of that nature. You go to Boston, all of their guys are just mean. And, Draymond Green, obviously, for the Warriors. The Sixers don't have that guy. And that's one of the reasons why I feel like it's, for the past couple of years, they get to these levels, and it's like that guy is so important.
I disagree. I think Joel Embiid is that guy. Other players and teams hate Joel Embiid.
Joel Embiid, to me, is an emotional frontrunner. When everything is going really well, his emotions are high. He's up, he's in, he's feeling good. But Joel Embiid has mopey mope to him, where
he does, and it bothers me.
Not going well, he mopes and he pouts.
Last game in Miami, and I think the rest of the team, because he's such a leader on the team, feeds off that.
Right.
And then when he gets in his mopey, which to his credit, I saw that this season he seemed a lot less emotional. Like, I felt like the Joel Embiid emotional roller coaster was a lot more steady throughout most of the season. And then in that Heat series, I felt like and maybe even a little bit before that, I think a few times in the Raptors series, we saw mopey Joel Embiid. And like, I've always hated that. He seems so pouty and moody sometimes. Even with, I think it was like the thumb injury when that first happened, he's playing and kind of like actively showing that it hurts. Like, Embiid, we get it. It hurts. Like, we don't expect you to play like you've been playing. It's your first game back, but like, you don't need to like do this performance every time you try to shoot. Like, we get it. It hurts. But I think the rest of the team does feed off of that. And that definitely happened that last game against Miami, where it was just like flat. No one really cared because he was kind of moping around. Right.
As you guys know, I'm a huge music person, and it's like I look at old school Rockefeller records. You had Jay-Z and Kanye, which would be Jay-Z and Kanye would be Joel, James Harden, maybe Tyrese Maxey. You can sub out Maxey and Harden for the two. But we don't have Beanie Siegel. Who's the enforcer? We don't have the reason why Klay Thompson and Steph Curry are able to run around the court, because Draymond's there as big bro. You're not going to touch them. They wouldn't be running around. Even in today's NBA, the way everyone wants to talk about how soft the NBA is today, and whatever, you can say that if you want. But even in today's NBA, with those guys running back and forth like that, someone's getting clocked if Draymond's not there. The Sixers don't have that type of protection. Who's enforcing? Matisse? No.
No, I mean, and Matisse, yes, nice guy, hashtag nice guy, but he seemed to really fall off after it was weird. I don't know what the connection was with like the Canada thing and not being fully vaccinated. Like that kind of seemed to coincide with Matisse's performance just absolutely falling off this season. And I've always been the biggest Matisse supporter. Like I think he is a good defender. I hope he can get it back. But like when it comes to trade talks in the offseason, especially, I think Matisse is expensive. Honestly, looking at the roster, the only two players I think are absolutely not tradable are Maxey and Embiid. Everyone else.
Yeah. And so Justin and I have had some therapy sessions, obviously after everything ended. But so if I agree with you to an extent when it comes to Maxey.
I do not think he should. Don't tell me Aaron Maxey should be traded, Camp.
Listen, I agree with you to an extent. So
it depends who you're getting back.
We're talking most teams. You're right. However, there's some rumblings out in Utah, some things going on. You heard the kind of situation. If I can get Spider Mitchell in here for Tyrese Maxey, he's on the next thing smoking to Utah.
I'll drive him there, and I don't even like Utah.
Donovan Mitchell is right now a much better version of Tyrese Maxey, and he's ready to go now. Where Maxey, so here's the conversation we had is that you're gonna have if you're gonna keep Maxey this year, are you convinced that next year he will be an all-star? Like he's gonna make the all-star team next year?
I'm convinced he'll make the all-star team in years to come. I don't know if next year is the year.
Great answer. Great answer.
But I don't want to be short-sighted. I know that, we have a window and we keep making it to the second round and losing, but I think Maxey is a future all-star, potentially MVP. I mean, we saw what he did. I know it's not consistent yet because he is so young, but he's so young and he's already just balling out pretty consistently. Right. I think he's a force to be reckoned with. Like, remember, there were a few games where like everyone was talking about Maxey and everyone was saying how other teams messed up by letting him fall to the Sixers that draft. Like, I don't know. I don't see any world where I'd be okay with trading him. I would rather trade like Tobias Harris, Matisse, like multiple players for someone like Mitchell than just Maxey.
I have no pushback to anything you said about Tyrese Maxey. We love Tyrese Maxey. How do you not love Tyrese Maxey? Mm-hmm. However, if you're saying to me he's not going to be an all-star next year, that means you're probably getting back the same guy you got back this year, which presently constructed for the team now.
But look at how much he improved from his first season to this season. Was this his third?
You're right. Going in his third season. Yeah, right. You're right. He did, but if he's not going to be an all-star, Donovan Mitchell's 25 years old. So it's not like you're getting someone in here that's like an NBA veteran. So Mitchell at 25, you could have him potentially for the next 7 years in his prime. And he is a guy that is ready to go now. Like, he's ready to win right now. So you pair him with Harden and Embiid, you're good to go. You're ready. You're not going to
No. I also think that I'm a big locker room chemistry person, and I think people, especially in Philadelphia, are always so quick when a team loses or gets eliminated to say, like, clear house, get rid of everyone. I think Maxey especially meshed really well with Harden when he came in, and Embiid. I would not be okay with a Maxey trade. I just don't. I get that Mitchell is an incredible player. I think Maxey will improve even more next season, and he'll continue to improve. And he's a player that for years to come, you want on your team. You're going to regret giving him up, because I know what were the Sixers that year? 18 other teams regret not having Maxey on their team. So,
all right. So we're going to change hats for you, Devan. You're going to put on your Sixers GM hat. Okay. It's summertime. We're June 15th. So in about 2 weeks, it gets really busy. You got free agency coming up. You got the draft coming up. Then, right around the corner after that is training camp. This team doesn't need a lot. There's little things we're talking about. We're not talking about major changes. I mean, a little thing, especially the bench. What little tinkering things would you think about doing? How are you tinkering with the team a little bit?
So I do think that we need to add another consistent shooter. Mm-hmm. Definitely a more reliable backup center.
DeAndre Drummond.
Yeah, no, like he was in that Brooklyn trade. That's probably the person I was most upset about losing. And we saw the consequences of not having a reliable backup center. I think honestly, like we mentioned in the parallels to the Phillies, like fixing the bench is really important, because we do have really good players. I think if Harden can work on his conditioning and be more consistent, be the more consistent vintage Harden that we kind of know and love. Embiid keeps up how he played most of this season. Maxey improves even more. I don't know how I feel about Tobias yet. I think if you improve the backup pieces that kind of fill in the holes there, then we're in good shape. Like, that's the issue. And I think it's consistency as well. And a lot of that comes down to maybe it's mindset. Maybe that's Doc Rivers. Maybe that's Joel Embiid and his moodiness. I don't know. But I think it's consistency, and I think it's filling in the holes that are on the Sixers bench.
I don't want to speak for you, but I feel like most people, the Tobias issues is the contract. Like, if his contract wasn't what it was, would you be?
Yeah, exactly.
He played pretty well in the playoffs. He had a really good, especially the Raptors series, he played really well. And a lot of times, like, he was out there fighting for his life in Miami when no one else was. But I think for people, we recognize the contract's not great, which is not his fault. But if we can move that contract, that's the issue for a lot of people. Is that your issue with it, or is it something else?
That's been my issue for a very long time, until the playoffs, when I was like, oh, okay, I guess he's finally playing, like he's worth the amount he's being paid right now. Right. His contract has been absurd, but I do like Tobias as a player. I think if you can fix the contract situation, which I thought it was up this year, or does he have one more year?
I think he has 2, Justin.
2?
I believe he has 2 more years. I'll look real quick.
He has 2 years left.
Yeah, I believe.
Wow, I definitely thought he had one.
Max deal, right? That was a max deal, right?
Yeah.
Signed? Because it was Butler.
Okay.
And they end up giving him the max, not Butler the max. So
yeah.
Okay, but that pissed me off. So I love Jimmy Butler. Okay. So Jimmy Butler, even though this is not possible, I don't think, and I know he's older than like a lot of other players that the Sixers could get. Jimmy Butler would be like my dream addition to the Sixers. That guy was meant to play on the Sixers, and it kills me that we let him go. And I know he blamed Tobias Harris in that soundbite, but it goes back to Ben Simmons and that whole, and Brett Brown and that whole show.
Did you see the JJ just before the pandemic hit? It was literally like 3 days before. Jimmy Butler went on JJ Redick's podcast and talked about all of the things behind the scenes that led to his departure. It would have been a major story if we didn't get a pandemic 2 days later. I don't know if you saw it, but this thing was like if you haven't seen it, I implore you to check it out because he talks about everything that led up to his departure from Philly, and it is damning. And most of it, honestly, is on Brett Brown. But it's like jaw dropping stuff. It's my favorite Jimmy Butler with a glass of wine. So you know he's ready to let it go. But it's a really good. It's about a 10-minute clip. I mean, it's on YouTube. So go if you haven't checked it out, check it out because it's like wow. So this was going on in the Brett Brown era.
Brett Brown era was a mess. And I love Jimmy Butler still. Like even when he says things
I couldn't get mad at him
over me, like I love him.
I couldn't get mad at him in Miami series. I couldn't do it.
No. And then that soundbite about Joel Embiid where people were saying, he's trying to get Embiid to Miami. Like I didn't see it like that. I didn't see it like that at all. I actually thought I saw it as like he wishes things worked out in Philly, but they didn't. And it's not Embiid's fault. But yeah, I think Jimmy Butler is an athlete who's like made to play in Philly, and I would love to have him back. I know that's not likely, but like in some miracle world, that's who I would want.
Well, he said after they won Game 6, I believe, he said he still wanted to play. He still wanted to be here. He said he loves Miami, but he still wanted to be in Philly.
Yeah, that's the bite I'm talking about, where he said, he wishes he was still on Embiid's team.
Yeah.
And everyone took it as like, he's trying to recruit Embiid to Miami. I didn't. I took it as the opposite. He was saying he wished things worked out for him in Philly, but they didn't.
All right, so let's go Eagles because it's a lot of things to be excited about down in Notre Dame. And we haven't talked since the draft. Everything that happened in the draft, the Kobe Dean, Davis, you get AJ Brown. A lot of things you sign James Bradbury. A lot of things to be excited about. There have
been so many moves that I literally keep forgetting about James Bradbury. That's how many things have been happening with the Eagles, but it's certainly been a fun, emotional roller coaster.
We're on Bradbury and Slay watch this year. So there's so much to unpack from what they did this offseason. What are your feelings like going into the season as far as expectations? Because now they've gotten national expectations now where this Pro Football Focus a couple weeks ago we did on the show, they had just a question of who's the best team in the NFC, and they had Tampa Bay up there, they had Green Bay, the Rams, and they had the Eagles listed up there, which I was like, what? That was for me surprising. What are your feelings about the expectations here? Are they unreasonable or are they reasonable?
First of all, I think if you go back to last summer, all those graphics had the Eagles listed as like bottom 4 offenses in the league or bottom 4 like records for predictions going into the season. So as much as we like to dislike Howie Roseman, like credit to him for taking that and turning it around in a span of less than 12 months. I don't know. I mean, as a tortured Philadelphia fan, not just Philadelphia Eagles fan, but Philly sports fan, I know to not get my hopes up too high. I think that the Eagles should be able to win the division this year. I think it all comes down now, unfortunately, to Jalen Hurts. You know, I was getting pretty upset, or I guess frustrated before the draft when there were no moves being made. Because at the end of the season, we made it to the playoffs. We lost horribly, but I ended it hopeful. And I remember saying on the post-game show, like, this team, I had zero expectations for that Eagles team, which I think people are quick to forget. We had a brand new coaching staff. Jalen Hurts, essentially in his rookie year, second year, really didn't know what to expect. And the fact that they turned it around and made it to the playoffs was really impressive. And I said, if they give Jalen Hurts the help he needs, and then improve defense overall, because it was just a mess last season, then I think that the Eagles could have a real shot at doing well and being contenders next year. And they weren't doing anything. I think at one point, like, the only signing news was like that Howie Roseman re-signed himself essentially for another, 3 years. So then the draft changed everything. Jordan Davis was my draft day fighter. I really, really wanted him. So I was really excited that we got him. And not just got him, but then brought in, an established receiver, which was, I felt like, a broken record, saying, no, we don't need to draft a receiver. We need to bring in an established receiver. Because I think our receiving core was really young. And I think AJ Brown will be a really, really good addition. So that being said, I think the Eagles should win NFC East. Are they going to the Super Bowl? I don't know. It's all on Jalen Hurts' shoulders. So if he comes out and balls out, then the Eagles are probably going to be pretty good. I think we added a lot on defense, but people also forget Jonathan Gannon's defensive scheme, which I'm not a fan of. So that does also worry me. So we'll see.
So the Jalen component of this, as you know, because you were here with us last football season, we were critical of Jalen Hurts, and rightfully so for the most part. But we all are rooting really hard that this works out. It seems like he really had a great off season. He's out in California working out with some throwing coaches. Looks like he bulked up a little bit. Now I don't know if that's Photoshop on some of the pictures I've seen, but I'm sure. I know he's put work in. So he's got his best friend as a wide receiver now on the team. You hope that the Devontae Smith connection is stronger. A lot of weapons. So really, as you pointed out so eloquently, yes, this all falls on Jalen Hurts. There's no excuses. This has to work, but you're set up nicely for next year if it doesn't work out. But hopefully it does.
Yeah, and I actually heard someone bring up a good point where they're like, Jalen Hurts is so likable. Most of us like him, as a person, I want him to succeed. Because he is just one of those people who seems like a natural leader. He has the locker room, which is rare, as we learned, with a quarterback like Carson Wentz, who clearly didn't have the locker room.
Right.
So I really, really want him to succeed, and that makes me all the more nervous for this season. But it does seem like he's been putting in the work, and he'll have the guys he needs, hopefully. Something that we aren't talking about, though, is the Eagles' running game. I feel like I know that was their bread and butter by the end of last season, at least. I don't know. Do you guys think that anything needs to improve? We haven't really heard about it, because I feel like people are like, oh, they're fine, they're good. But
I'm really excited about year 2 Kenneth Gainwell. I'm very excited about that. Maybe irrationally so, but I'm very excited about it. I feel like he can be a really, really big time threat for them this year. Miles Sanders, it's
right.
The thing with him is just he has all the things to be a top 5 running back in the league, but he never seems to be able to put everything together at once. How is it possible that Miles Sanders did not score a touchdown last year?
Yeah.
How did that happen?
I remember I felt safer getting the ball to Boston Scott and Jordan Howard. Jordan Howard was my favorite running back last season than Miles Sanders.
Well, Miles, a lot of the stuff with him is that just boneheaded mistakes. He seems like a guy that's very impatient, hitting the hole. So,
and he puts the ball on the grass too often.
Yes, that too. And obviously, running back, you can't have that. I remember they had to take him out. I forget what game it was. They had to take him out, in particular because he couldn't figure out how to stay in bounds. They're trying to run the clock out, and he goes out of bounds. He plays the road. They're like, "Yo, bro, what are you doing?" And they had to go sit him in the sideline, that kind of stuff. For him, it's just, bro, what are you doing? I remember a couple years ago when they were playing the Browns in Cleveland. Really important game. They're under 500. They're trying to get back, the wheels turning. They have a really impressive drive, go all the way down the field, and the guy turns the ball over at the 3-yard line. And this is Miles Sanders in a nutshell. He'll look really good, and you'll be like, man, this is a top 10 running back in the league. But he can't be consistent. It's Gainwell, it's Scott.
They need to add a power back, though. They don't have a power back. That's the one thing they need to add.
Yeah.
You're right.
Right now, your power back's your quarterback, and that's not good.
Correct. I'm sure Jordan Howard's lurking somewhere. He'll probably get a call in week 7.
I know, I'm pro Jordan Howard. I know he's old. He was consistent last year. So yeah, we probably will sign him, as we always do, in week 4. So
back to baseball real quick. Archie Bradley, Justin. Yes, that's one of the names, but it was somebody else besides him. I can't think of who the guy's name is.
There's a lot of transactions that went down.
He gets hurt within the first 2 months and doesn't pitch again. but he was supposed to be. He came from the Yankees, and I know what's gonna happen. As soon as I turn the equipment off, I'm like, I know who it is. I'll try to phone back in, but
always how it works.
So what else? What do you got going on? You're out and about. Your media. How was your birthday? Let's talk about the birthday.
My birthday was good. My birthday was on a Wednesday, and my birthday is June 1st. So it's always like right after Memorial Day. So I always end up celebrating Memorial Day weekend. It rarely ever lands. Like it doesn't land on Memorial Day, but like because it was on a Wednesday this year, I felt like it was like celebrate Memorial Day weekend, celebrate Wednesday, celebrate the weekend after. But I've been the National Lacrosse League, which I also cover, is in finals. We're in the final series, it's Buffalo versus Denver. So literally every weekend since Memorial Day, I've been traveling back and forth for this series. And we have the final game in Buffalo this Saturday. So I've been celebrating my birthday all over the place, but not in Philadelphia.
Well, good to hear. Well,
how long until the Vegas team launches?
Their expansion draft next season. Their expansion draft is in July.
So
Vegas is getting a lacrosse team. I'm the biggest fan.
You're in.
I'm in.
The Vegas Desert Dogs, I think, is their name.
Ooh,
isn't that Wayne Gretzky that owns the team?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That could be a sick hat. Do we have a logo?
I don't know if they've revealed the logo yet.
Wait, you said it was called the Desert Dogs?
Yeah, the Las Vegas Desert Dogs.
Sounds like a baseball minor league team.
Me and minor league.
I think they revealed their colors, which are like Raiders colors, like black and silver and gold. I think
LeBron's gonna be out there too. He's gonna get a team. Looks like.
Is he?
He's politicking. He deserves a team. Give LeBron a team. After he retires, that man deserves a team. Everything he did for the league, give that man a team.
Look, I can aspire. What's that?
They do have a logo.
They do?
Yeah, honestly, it's not very impressive.
Yeah, I remember. I mean, I work for the league, so I'm not really allowed to say much. But I remember we were like kind of scratching our heads over it. But I don't know if they've revealed everything yet. Apparently, their jerseys and everything are going to be really cool. I mean, they have a really good ownership group. So, like,
yeah, but no,
you know that they're going to be a solid organization.
Everything looks awesome. It's just that, like, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I know how to make a lot of graphics or anything, but I don't know. For a professional sports league, I thought it might be a little more.
I'm a little concerned about any team that decides to post up in Vegas. It's just a lot of we had, especially in the NBA. I feel the stories going to be coming out of Vegas and the NBA are going to be wild. Yeah, no.
Oh, yeah. No, I liked the logo because it reminded me of the Arizona Coyotes. I think that's what they're going for.
Is it no colors? It's just black and white?
I don't know if they've revealed the colors yet.
And you can see, obviously, the LV on the forehead.
Yeah. I need some gray at least. Give me some gray.
Yeah. I like the logo, though. I remember it now because I like the Coyotes logo. I think that's
I'm in on that. So once merchandise hits the shelves, I'll be getting some.
I'll hook it up for you, Justin.
Oh, thank you.
There you go. Well, Devan, it was awesome having you back.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, this was so nice. It's been so long.
Yeah, it's been.
Don't be strangers. I'm happy to come on whenever.
Yeah. Well, the invite's always open, and we look forward to talking to you sooner than later.
Likewise.
Take care.
All right, guys. Bye.
See ya. All right. Devan Kaney.
Devan Kaney, ladies and gentlemen. We didn't talk any NBA Finals at all.
No.
So let's do that before we get out of here.
Sounds good. I was right last game.
You were right. I thought
that sucked because Steph decided not to.
What we talked about going into Game 5, if they were going to defend him a little differently, came to fruition. They did. They were a lot more aggressive with him than they had been the previous 4 games, and you could tell now. Again, it was a plan the way they were defending him the first 4 games. Now he goes 0 for 9 for 3. You get everything you want from him. However, Andrew Wiggins burns you for 26. Klay Thompson decides to have his best game of the series.
Hold on, pause. Speaking of Klay, did you see fake Klay?
Yeah.
Did you see the video that he put out of how he got in the building?
I didn't see the video of how he got in the building, but I know the story.
I watched the video before the show today. Wow. Wow.
I mean, I don't know how you. I look at the guy. I don't think he looks that close to Klay Thompson.
No, I mean, part of it is the guy's 6'7", so he's huge, so he looks like an NBA player,
Right.
like stature wise.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, if I was drunk, then maybe I'd think it was Klay.
Right. Right.
No, you're right. He doesn't resemble enough to him that he got through security like that. But it's crazy in the video. Like, the security just ushers him in, and then somebody even goes, "Hey, Klay, let's get a dub today," when he walks by. But I think the series ends tonight, Marcus.
You think it's over?
I think it's over tonight.
Well,
tonight's game. That's game 6 tonight, right?
Game 6 tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow.
I mean,
I think
I don't see how. I always thought this was going 7. I
hold on. I gotta see if Scott Foster's reffing. Hold on, because that changes everything. Oh, damn, he is. Scott Foster is reffing game 6.
Okay, so he's trying to keep things under control. Yeah. So you pick you switch up on Steph. You do a good job of carrying him, and you have Wiggins and Thompson go off. Poole played pretty well also for them. Draymond was much more aggressive than he had been. But really, to me, it was just the tail of the end of the third quarter, the beginning of that fourth quarter. You don't score for something like 8 odd minutes. You had 4 points going down the stretch. Boston's having this, like, because you fight all the way back. You were down 12 at halftime, fight all the way back, take the lead, look like you're going to run away with the game. And then, the end of the third quarter, start of the fourth quarter, you just fumble all the way again. And that's kind of the inexperience of Boston, I feel, where they're just having trouble.
And Tatum is playing. Tatum is for as many steps forward as he took during the regular season, he's taking those same steps back during the finals right now.
Yeah, I would agree. This has not been a great finals for him. It's weird. He's having a lot of success shooting a 3. Like, he's shooting like 45% from 3.
Yep.
But it's the 2s he can't hit. He's going to the basket.
It's great if you shoot. What'd you say? 44% for 3? Is that what you
45%? He's in the 45%.
It's great if you're shooting 45% from 3. If you're also hitting 60% of your shots.
Right.
You're coming out and you're going 7 for 22.
Right.
That doesn't do anything for you.
He was like 2 for 7 from the line Wednesday night. Or I'm sorry, Monday night. You can't have that. So you think they're going to close them out?
I do.
Would I be surprised the Warriors close them out? No, because they have the championship pedigree. I don't think they will. I think this is going 7. I think Boston will rebound and they'll be obviously amped up back in front of the home crowd again. Again, now so it'll be interesting to see how they defend everybody on Thursday, because the chess match now is officially on, because now you've shown a different style in guarding. Because if I'm them, I use the same approach for Steph in game 6. And the reason why I do that is what the point I always make about role players. Role players play better at home. Mm-hmm. Andrew Wiggins ain't giving you 26 in the Garden. Jordan Poole's not getting you 4 threes in the Garden. Klay could, but you need more than Klay and Steph.
Well, we'll see, because Klay seems to really, really buy into this game 6 persona.
Game 6 Klay.
And rightfully so. But he seems to really start to feed into it.
Yeah.
And if that happens and the floodgates open, and game 6 Klay does come out, that's an avalanche you might not be able to withstand.
1,000%. I mean, we'll see what happens with,
if Klay comes out and decides that the game is not going to 7, the series not going to 7, the series will not go to 7. This is Klay deciding this game is going to go to game 7. Because Steph's going to come out and do Steph things. He's going to score his 30 points.
Right.
Whatever. Draymond's going to come out, set picks, get benched in the last 4 minutes of the game. These are the things that are going to occur. But if Clay comes out and says, no, the
Yeah.
next time I go to California is I'm a champion, not Game 7, then I really believe that it won't be a Game 7.
Yeah, we'll see. Again, I'm interested to see what Boston will do defensively now. How
I want to throw a question at you though, as regards to Finals MVP.
Okay.
Regardless of the winner,
Mm-hmm.
I think Steph Curry wins the MVP.
I don't like that.
No,
You may be right, but I don't like it. I mean, it's only happened once in NBA history with Jerry West.
Well, the reason I say that is because if you looked at the Finals MVP odds,
mm-hmm.
he scored 0 3-pointers.
Right.
And his odds went from -145 to -320.
I mean, do you think that's just because Vegas still thinks the Warriors are going to win the series?
I mean,
like if Boston was up, 3-1, 3-2. No, even if Boston was up 3-1, let's say, do you think those odds would be the same?
No, but I still think he might be the favorite.
I mean, listen, he has. There's no pushback. He has been the best player in the series.
Yeah, if Golden State wins, obviously he's going to win it.
When you're compared statistically to Jordan in the 92 finals, you're playing out of your mind. Because you go back to Jordan's numbers in 92 finals, they were ridiculous. And before, Steph goes 0 for 9 from 3 in Game 5, he was being compared to those numbers that Jordan put up in 92 in the finals against Trailblazers. So, no question, he's the best player in the series right now. No question.
And if you go and look at his track record, the game after he doesn't hit a 3, he comes out and he averages 4.4 threes a game.
Right.
So you got to assume he's probably going to hit at least 4 to 5.
Yeah.
Tomorrow. Yeah.
So listen, Boston back to the wall going home. They haven't been in this position at all.
No.
So it'll be interesting to see how they respond.
Before we get out of here, I got a funny Steph Curry story for you. So before the game on Monday, do you know the last game he played where he didn't make a 3?
I know it was like
233 games. It was 2018. But do you know?
I don't know the game now.
Sixers home here.
Wow. Okay.
After the game, they interviewed him. They're like, "Hey, you didn't make a 3." Steph goes, "Yeah. On the way over on the plane, I was listening to the meteorologists, and they said that the air here is more dense and heavier, and things don't pass through the air as quickly. So I think that was affecting my 3-point shot."
Okay.
Now, did he say that as a joke? I don't know. But I had to go back and I watched the press conference yesterday to make sure, because I first read that quote. And I was like, that can't be a real quote. And I went back and watched the press conference. Oh no, it was in the bowels of the Wells Fargo Center that he said that.
Wardell.
Oh, remember that reporter?
Yes. Wardell, his face is still classic.
He's like,
he went back to being like 12 when mom said clean the room, and she had already asked you at least 5 times.
Yeah.
Where else, Stephen Curry?
Or when Seth goes to mom,
yeah,
Mom, Steph's being mean.
Wardell.
And
Yeah.
I think he has a sister too, doesn't he? Like a younger sister.
Speaking of the Currys, are you at all paying attention to the wife swap Curry's editions? Apparently, Dell and Mama Curry are dating 2 people that were married to each other, and they were all friends. They were at the Garden together. Not sitting together, but they were sitting. So, like, this became, it first started as a joke and became true, where it was, someone said, why does it look like the people the Currys are dating were married to each other? And then it was like, update. It was a picture of them all together as a family. Wild things at the Curry Ranch.
Yeah, I'm just gonna punt on this one. I'm gonna punt on this one and not say anything.
All right, everywhere.
At Justin Emery Show on social media.
Brad Pod everywhere. BradmanShow.com for the merch. Go see our friends at Vans Jewelers. Like and subscribe on YouTube. And until next
Definitely.
time, you can be with us, you be against us, but you're never gonna stop us. Late.